My name is Markhart, and I'm a faculty member in the Department of Horticultural Science. I teach and do research on environmental stress, physiology, and organic production systems. It minimizes the importance of food when we think we're paying so little for it. Because what we think of is, what's the percentage of our take-home pay are we paying for food at the grocery store? Not really appreciating the whole cost of food with our tax dollars and with the cleanup dollars. I'd much rather, it's my own personal style. It has nothing to say with anything about what's important or what isn't important. It's just, where do I feel I can make the best contribution? And it's, again, working with individual organizations to help their programming. With Dream of Wild Health, the Gordon Parks class, those kinds of things, I think we make a real difference. But I feel very closely connected to the program, rather than sitting around with a group of politicians trying to encourage them to do something. As important as that is, and I realize how important that is, that's just not something that I think is not my strength in doing that. I'm hoping that I can, educate and enlighten the students who will be better at that than I am. They can go do that part of it. I guess that's, to me, where it starts, is to support and be aware and listen to the people that are in the community now and build relationships with them that take time, that are real relationships and are not coming in to solve problem relationships and then leaving, but are real relationships. And we've talked some about how do we institutionalize some of these relationships that go beyond the people that started them. And that's an interesting set of discussions, and we don't have any good answers for that yet, but that's one that, a lot of these kinds of things that start, and we just want to make sure that they're really good and that there's a way to keep them going. And that's going to be a hard one for us. I'm not sure. I just don't know what we do with that, but it's a concern. Yeah, the Dream of Wild Health is an interesting case. It was, they, in addition to running this program with children during the summer, they're also a seed-saving organization. So they were gifted seeds from elders around the upper Midwest that are an important genetic resource of indigenous varieties of beans, corns, and squash that have been grown by native communities. And they were trying to grow, especially the corn themselves, on a small farm that they had down in Farmington, Minnesota at the time, some land, and they were failing. And they had gotten to the point where they had 9 seeds of one variety left, and 12 of another, and 30 of another. And they distrusted the university so much that they didn't want to come to us for help. Fortunately, scientist Craig Hassel, faculty member in food science and nutrition, had been working with them on nutritional issues and quality of their. He knew me. He got them in touch with me and said, Bud's a guy that you can trust and that will be able to work with you. So I went and met the executive director, Sally Auger, and I went to her home and I sat in her kitchen and drank tea for quite a long time. Went a couple of times, drank tea, listened to her story, what she wanted to do, what her issues were, why she had some concerns about the university, and to give her a chance to know me and for me to know them. And so finally, I remember the morning that she gave me the seeds, and I was really honored that she finally got to the point where we got to the point where she would trust me with these seeds, because they were the last ones that she had of some of these kinds. And I grew them with the help of a Cura grant here at the university in our greenhouses. And she gave me 9 seeds. I was able to give her back 900. And that was cemented our relationship.